but this particular set probably about 5 or 6 years, and I had no idea that you could define a color. Like there was nothing that even says that. And yeah, like I
Yeah,
spent a
I
really
don't
long
know.
time on this.
Seems like
Audio takes fucking forever.
that's what I'm finding. I mean, I have enough like issues with even just like basic crap like I don't know if you ever used Microsoft products, but you know they have the OneDrive, and
Hmm.
so I keep trying to like throw a paper that I'm working on in the OneDrive on my laptop, and then go home and check it on my desktop. And for some reason, sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. It's like you know, it's kind of inconvenient to get home and find that this thing I was working on for like 2 hours in the middle of the day
Yeah.
now is
I
not.
would just put that on Google Drive is what I would do.
I mean, yeah, I could do that, but it's like the
Or
whole
email
appeal of
it
the
to
OneDrive,
yourself.
like the whole appeal of the OneDrive, the whole appeal of this service that you know you're basically paying for when you if you buy Word is for the whole appeal of OneDrive as their new service, and so then it's nope, just kidding, lol.
Yeah. For my videos, like one of the main things I would use Skype for if it performed better for me was to encode. Like the reason why my audio wasn't working is because it was sending the microphone to channel 2 or to a separate audio stream entirely. Then I can like say if my voice is too quiet or too loud or whatever, and I run something called a compressor on it to even out the volumes. I could do that on just the stream containing just the microphone and never have to touch the game audio and never distort it or whatever. But since I can't use OBS, I don't have that access to that functionality. So when I normally record like LPs or heroes or whatever, the game audio and the mic audio are all in one audio stream. So before you start recording anything, you have to like thoroughly test all of your volumes and everything, because when you record your Windows audio or whatever with a game in it, it comes out generally a lot louder than what you think it's going to, because when it reaches my headphones, it's going through a bunch of other shit, including the hardware level volume, which is not what Fraps is getting. So even the slightest screw up there can like completely fuck up whatever it is you're trying to do, because you know you're not even half the time you can't even hear yourself talking if you screw it up, because your voice will be way too quiet compared to the game. And it took me a really long time to hammer out good settings for that, and just to like figure out best ways to test it, because if you record in a menu when it's like background audio, that doesn't really like if you're that doesn't really reflect the audio situation it's going to be when there's like fighting going on, and then you might get drowned out during combat, and that's not good. So
Yeah, I
it's a
was
lot.
screwing with like a few different things because I was trying to get Mumble to work, and then when I was doing the audio test for Mumble, uh, it was like there was this weird sound I was hearing from my mic that was just like this passive like screeching sound, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, well, maybe that's the reason that you know Vent was getting so angry. But when I would check the you know the incoming sound on my the recording device bar, it continued to show 0 bars all the time. So I'm like, okay, well, I have no idea what's going on there. But then I found that there was another thing, you know, where it was changing the sound of programs or reducing the sound of programs by 80%. And so
Yeah,
what I realized actually was that the issue with my Skype mic or my headset mic was not that it was muted. It was that it was producing very little sound. Like if I hissed into the mic, it would actually spike up a little bit, but like any sort of like even yelling, it wouldn't get it. So it's like, okay, maybe it's like somewhere, somehow, there's some sort of audio setting where it's reducing the sound by like at least 80%. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kill that. But I don't know. It's like, what I think is that Skype actually isn't using the recording device directly or something. It's like,
yeah.
it's going through some processing somewhere.
Yep. That's
And
exactly what it's doing. You can hear it. Like when someone is not talking, you'll usually hear the background volume go up, like static or buzzing or anything in the background at all will usually go up in volume when someone's not talking. There's like that's basically what a compressor does.
Mhm.
Is depending on its settings, it will lower high volume and raise low volume. And you'll hear this a lot in movies, especially like older movies, where there'll be like two characters talking and no music, and then they'll stop talking, and then suddenly the background audio will start skyrocketing in volume, all the just the noise and static and stuff. It's basically what a compressor does. And Skype does definitely run audio through some kind of process, because there's a lot of instances where that breaks and it like disrupts people's voices, and you hear like garbled words or low quality or whatever for a few seconds. And I looked for a long time to try to disable that kind of behavior, but I couldn't figure out where it is.
I think they just make it invisible. They don't want you messing with
Yep.
it for some reason. I don't know why. They would make it completely inaccessible. Like, I mean, throw it in some sort of hidden menu somewhere. But
Yeah.
no, they're just like, nah, lol.
The temple opened
Yep.
in 10
It's really annoying. That's why I prefer Vent, because Vent doesn't do any stuff like that. I mean, you think you can selectively turn it on, but
Although now I'm wondering maybe the reason that Vent won't pick up my normal speaking voice is because my mic is producing some sort of weird screeching sound, or I don't even know what the hell it is.
maybe. It's weird. Your mic is not USB, is it? It's line in,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so generally speaking, whenever people come to me with audio problems, it's always with line in microphones. Because then they really depend on your other hardware as well. Like the screeching sound can easily be just electrical interference,
Mhm.
and even something you may not even be able to do anything about. Like it could be.
I mean, I
from
could
the
always try the
motherboard.
back port. I'm using the front port. I have no idea which is generally better. I know that on my last computer, I could not use the front ports at all, and it was never a huge issue for me. You know, it's just okay. I'll just use the back port then. But it
Yeah.
is something that I noticed that okay, it seems like sometimes different ports will either work differently or refuse to work altogether for
Yeah.
no readily apparent or comprehensible reason.
Well, generally front ports go through some kind of hub or something that then connects to the motherboard. Like basically, and some different sockets in the motherboard go through different parts of the chipset as well. So there's actually, I forget specifically what it was. It might have had to do with PCI Express cards or USB or something that went through a specific chipset, or others would bypass it, and actually the chipset would be causing issues for them if they were going through it. So
my magic
I would say
flows.
try the other port and then see how well that works.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do not let
Yeah, maybe it's something I'll look into if I continue to have issues in the future. You know, it's like I know it's working. I think it's working right now. I'll check the. I'm streaming right now, and so I'll check the video later to see if it actually is working the way I want. But if it continues to just randomly reset, because it was working for like the first day, and then it's randomly stopped, and I couldn't get it to work again until like
Yeah.
just today, right now.
Generally speaking, I haven't had any issues with USB mics. All the issues I had with the USB mics actually came from cords that would break. But
No, I mean there was like
Yeah.
my last USB mic. Like the biggest issue I tended to have with it was it was a stand-up mic rather than a headset mic, so I was getting all the normal background noise that I get on my webcam mic that I have now. And then the other issue was that the button that you could enable or disable it actually broke, so I started to have a hard time whether it was on or off. But in terms of like audio quality, it was on or off, and it was always very consistent. I could
Yeah.
pretty much always hear in the same way, and it's like, for some reason, this headset, either the connection settings or the set itself, is doing something funny somewhere.
something funny is happening right now. Your voice is actually steadily dropping in quality. It's very weird.
Really?
Just now, yeah, just like the last 30, 40 seconds.
I mean, is it still doing it?
Right now, yep. As you were talking, it went from being perfectly fine to slowly degrading.
Alright, well that's good to know.
Now it's just really muffled. It's really strange.
I mean, I'm just streaming in this game. I have not adjusted any settings anywhere at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird.
Oh, I did try turning on noise cancellation as well. Maybe I should try turning that off in case...
Yeah, try turning that off.
Because I think there might be some sort of, someone being obnoxious outside again, so it's possible that it's picking up the sound from outside. But is it still like it? Am I still super?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's really weird. It's really mangled. I mean, it could be Skype too. I'd say when you check your video, check this portion and see if it also did something odd. If it in the video, it's fine. I'm gonna just go on a limb and say it's something to do with Skype, which really would not surprise me because Skype does this kind of shit. So does TeamSpeak for that matter. I hear it with a lot of different people. But this was a very, very steady, gradual drop. Like, it sounded like something noise cancellation would do if it was messed up in some way. It's very weird.
I mean, there is still like this. It's like a bus outside or something. I don't even know what the hell it is. But I think there is still some sort of sound outside that is actually pretty continuous.
Yeah, I hear like some like. It sounds like water in the background, like very, very distant. When it leaves, maybe it'll just fix itself.
Yeah, I'll wait to see when this stupid idling bus leaves and then see if that affects it at all. But I mean, even if it is like a bus, like, that's too much cancellation, noise cancellation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really mangling it.
Swift and silent.
It's funny, I feel like we're doing pretty well in this match, considering I'm really just mostly focused on these stupid audio changes. Oh, whoops.
We played some games, us playing some games with the other people. In the first game, we had a pug who just kind of would do off his own thing, even though we had no tank and they had like Nova and shit. And we were doing really well, and then we just slowly died and threw. And then the second game, we also had a pug named Zevo who never actually connected to the game. So...
So was this a computer, or what?
I don't know. He just never connected. We just had a bot that would just happily feed them kills on Dragonshire, and it was just a horrible, horrible game.
Good. Now the rest.
They have ETC, and so that's one. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go range. I think I might have missed something there because I was busy looking at something else. Oh, like Nova must have. I always like double check the enemy team composition before I choose my ultimate. And so I think when I was doing that, I missed something important.
Your entire team dead.
No, just. Oh, good job. Nova coming in and trying to trip without me. It's very rude. It's very rude, Nova.
So much sass.
The path leads this way.
How's it feeling? Alpha's kind of low life though. Oh. This. I know they see us coming, but. This meld. Yeah. Crap.
Hicks, are you slowly going mad?
Well, the bus is definitely down or gone. Did my sound quality ever come back up, or is it still garbage?
It's still pretty garbage. Maybe it likes sound canceled and never
I'm dead
stopped
for the moment. Maybe I can reduce or remove sound noise suppression. Did that change anything? Or is it still terrible?
Still terrible.
Alright, changing noise suppression did nothing.
Swift and silent.
Did nothing at all.
Alright, so... Fuck, I have no idea.
I'm really interested. Like, you should, when you check your stream, you should check this point and see if it's messed up on the stream. Because if it isn't, then it's a Skype-specific problem, which would not surprise me whatsoever. Because Skype does dumb shit with whatever the hell it does to audio.
I mean, is there a way to set vent to just always on? I mean...
Yep. In vent, you can. Yeah, there's the sensitivity. you can turn off push to talk hotkey, and then it will just go into a sensitivity mode. But I don't think the sensitivity event is as good as some others. Like sometimes for people clicking, it would produce a lot of noise. But I can't even hear you clicking, so I don't know if that really be an issue or not. But I mean, we got half people who use Vet and half people who use Skype, and it's just a nuisance.
Yeah, I know. Steak was getting salty because you were playing with Silly Ball and them, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we had a full group for a little while.
Right. Yep. Yeah, Rainer has it.
My heart continues.
So yeah, I think I need to just.
Enough of my devil's power.
Because I just can't stand this thing where I can use the webcam for now to do every now and then do stuff, but when I want to stream, if I want to stream and have like someone else in the conversation with me, then that means I would have to be using my webcam, which means I'm going to be getting all the fucking random background noise that happens because I'm on this major street. And so I really need to use the webcam or the headset for that, reduced, more focused audio quality, right?
Yeah. And Skype really doesn't offer you much in settings at all.
Silent. No one else dies by your hands.
Killing spree.
Can we get this?
We should capture this
No.
monster.
I guess not. We still have 4 of them
A clever
doing something
ploy.
good here. I guess I'm just gonna go deal with these sieges then, I guess. Seems like we're just running around in circles, and I get very impatient with that. I know that that can be really a good thing if you are setting up a big team gank, but
Let us move.
sometimes it doesn't seem like we're setting up a team gank. We're just standing and sitting there in a circle.
Well done.
The real Nova is... I think she went up. Yeah, there.
Kill this hero. Now. Bleed, you filth.
Bouncing sounds like it's such a hack in that game.
What does?
We were trying to make a chain tentacle grab in StarCraft 2, and the bouncing behavior is giving us a lot of issue. We've got the chain grabbing working, but the bouncing effect is just a big mess.
Nova does like that triple tap. But we are even on kills and up half a level. Even though we're losing a fort kind of to bruisers. Oh, Nova got Sylvanas again.
Let's try that again. Through here.
Your fort has
Oh, that reminds me, I need to cast a whole shit ton of replays.
But, I mean, fuck. Like, I kind of want to clean up the bruisers, but it's also really obvious my team just insists on engaging in, like, a 4 versus 5 for no fucking reason whatsoever. Into the fucking siege tank. Just what are you doing, Rainer? Just fuck up. Just, they can have it. Let them have it.
the magic of the temple sleeps until I choose otherwise.
Okay, yeah, I mean, let's finish this bruiser off. And then go gank at the boss. We're all... No, they're not even going for it. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I depart.
Oh, they got their siege. How exciting. Oh god. I dive out to escape the fucking ETC, and I find myself in the middle of the tail zone.
I must retreat. Hungry and savage.
we went 3 for 3 again, and we're still up nothing. We are up nothing. We are tied in pretty much every noticeable metric. Oh, was that? The fuck? God damn. I didn't actually think that was the real Noah.
The sun grows within the temples. Soon they shall bask in my glory.
Let's go grab the vision first. The esports tower, as you like to call it.
A clever
Yep.
ploy.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to get like another microphone or something for recording, I'd really highly recommend sticking with USB.
Like a USB headset?
If you want to get a headset, then yeah. Otherwise, like just a regular USB microphone. Just because there's been quite a few people who come to me for whatever audio issue in it, and a lot of it ends up drumming down to like it being line in, because that really like depends on your other hardware, and USB typically has like built-in amps and stuff in it as well, so they're usually just like they're basically plug and play. You don't really need to do a lot of messing around on the hardware side with them. Like I'm using a USB microphone, but it's like one of the best USB microphones money can buy. So,
But I mean, is
at
it like a
that
stand-up
point,
mic, or where is it?
it's a stand-up. It's actually huge. Like it's a stand-up microphone, so it's sitting on the desk right next to my keyboard, and like this microphone is probably too big if you are on restricted desk space. It's the Blue Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
There are some smaller varieties from that company you can get, but I don't usually use a headset because I find their microphone quality tends to be not like really that high, and if I'm using headphones, usually I don't want to put the budget into a microphone as well because I've already got a good decent microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But the only issue with these is that usually they're condensers. Like if you want to get a stand-up microphone and you get a dynamic microphone, which would be kind of what you're looking for because you want to kind of isolate it from the background audio, and a condenser usually just grabs everything around you.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue with that is if you get one that sits on your desk and it's not like directly in front of you, you can get a lot of problems where if you move a little bit and you go outside the microphone's focus range, your quality and your volume will just drop. So in your case, I'd probably say stick with the headset if you can get a decent USB headset, like test one out on the microphone before buying it. That might alleviate issues. I don't really know, like, because it sounded like the headset, the quality was fine, but something just like takes it and just shits all over it at some point, and I don't really think that's necessarily because it's a line in or not a USB or whatever.
I mean, did it ever get better, or is it still garbage like the way it was?
It's still garbage. It was just a gradual drop down to shit, and I remember hearing someone who had that issue before, but I can't. Yeah, like I can't really remember what it was that was causing it. Like, if you listen to the stream and the stream has none of that at all, then it is most certainly a Skype.
So I just need to get
weird.
something other than my... Either find a fix for Ventrilo so that it doesn't just not hear anything I say. Or, I mean, just leave it to always on, I guess is the option, right? But that's kind of messy as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bulldog would have that and you'd hear him every fucking time he typed. It was really loud.
Yeah. What's Sylvanas doing? Are we getting... Let's get this tower, or this objective, whatever. The Sky Temple... Who would you... There goes Nova. That's good.
My magic flows through.
Somehow I feel like they gained experience for that, though.
Guardian.
Strange. They're all just sitting there waiting for butts to happen.
Is it like units that move out of range, or just any unit that's slightly out of range?
What the fuck?
Asking HGS something. Is that messing around with the search actor, or what? Or search effect, rather? Like if you change the search radius.
Is but wreckage.
Oh, you mean like outside the like actual cast range?
Why are people angry at Rainer? I think I missed something. I have no idea what.
Kind of weird.
Like, everyone was queuing at Rainer at the end there.
Does changing it to like 30 fix it? Or does it still just like break at that point? I presume there is a range on something else that just snaps in half for some reason. Or a setting like the search range is not at impact point or some